What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to another Fair Shake podcast. And I'm one of your hosts, Fats, aka The Beast. Can I get it for the one time? Now introducing the rest of the cast, starting with the captain.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? Hope you guys enjoy this episode. On to the next host.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Felipe Savage. I just want to say we appreciate you guys for being here today. Yet another episode. But without further ado, Kev, take it away.
So, guys, your boy, young boy Keith. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm passing it on to my man's bro.
Morning, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Whatever time you guys listening to this today. Gonna be a good one. Gonna get Manguno huevos. Yesterday's news today. So recently, if you guys know, this past Friday, Last of Us 2 dropped, and there's two things that are going around. A lot of the big gaming outlets are praising the game for a work of art, 10/10, 5/5s across the board. Now we have review bombers. These are pretty much people that are going on Metacritic and giving the game low reviews. I haven't played the game yet, and I personally won't play it until the new PS5 comes out later on this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Secondly, Pokemon Isle Armor, that DLC dropped. If you guys been playing Pokemon, I have a lot of talk about that, but I'm waiting for the fellas to finish that. And then third, last but not least, this month we haven't had, a solidified convention where all the game companies are coming together. There's talks of some special event with Jeff Keighley coming out. Again, it's a rumor, of him having some sort of like online, he gets everyone together to do like a sort of, E3, but essentially just online. So let's see what happens with that. And, now on to the show.
All right. Good looking out for that, pro. Half the shit you be talking about, I never even knew. Now, back to the segment that we've been doing for a couple weeks already. We've been in case this is your first episode watching, we've been watching the MCU films in chronological order, and we've been rating them and ranking. Okay? So, this week's movies were Ant-Man first, and then Civil War. Now, we're gonna start with boy Felipe, since this would be his first episode rating and ranking. So, my boy Savage, take it over.
Thank you. So I haven't really gotten a lot of time to think about what I felt about Ant-Man because it was kind of a lot of mixed emotions. But things that I enjoyed and things that I hated about Ant-Man, I like the style they went with, the humor, and they picked a funny guy, actor that's naturally funny. And I think that they did pretty well. I think that how they showed him to be this Robin Hood, modern day Robin Hood, and him risking it all for, basically to steal money that rich folks stole from middle class people and trying to get that money back to them, and risking his family and his daughter. I love that opening part. I loved how Dr. Pym, I believe, the original Ant-Man, how he basically, strategized Scott to become the new Ant-Man, how he allowed them to rob him, and he just almost knew, this man is so smart that he knew he would take the suit. I loved how they actually showed him learning. I don't know if you guys appreciate that, but it just doesn't skip to the guy knows how to use all his powers. He actually had to learn how to use his powers effectively, how to use his powers, and it's not powers. That's another thing. I don't mean to say powers with Ant-Man. It's a suit. He learns how to use his suit. So I really enjoyed that. I think that Yellow Jacket being the villain, Darren forgot his last name. But
Cross.
Yellow Jacket was a good villain. But I also felt like he was so underpowered because, like, in the movie, he basically finally learns how to do the whole Ant-Man, shrinking and thing, and then he just automatically puts the suit on. So it was kind of like unfair advantage that Scott had over him. Like, Scott actually got to practice with the suit. This guy, Yellow
That's
Jacket,
true.
didn't get to really practice, and it's like, it was just like kind of unfair, but he still put up a fight. Um, Another talking point that I had was one thing that I disliked about the movie, and this is probably not really towards the movie, but like, the casting of it was, why the hell was T.I. in that movie? Like, I have no
I
idea.
liked him
Like,
in it.
I'm like,
I
what
think he
the?
did a good. I think he did a good job with that little
But
role.
when you I don't know about you guys, but me personally, when I see somebody like T.I. in a hero movie, it almost like, oh yeah, this is absolutely fake. This can't be real. Like, you know how you go into a superhero movie thinking like, okay, this actually might be a real thing. This might, and then you see T.I. like, oh yeah, it's fake. But again,
Eh,
I love the structure of the movie.
I think it's I don't know. I really feel like he didn't need to be essential to the movie, but his little moments that were in there, were good in my opinion.
Mm. I just would have rathered anyone else besides Ti.
Who would
But
you have picked for his role, for that little minor role?
literally any guy off the street, any B class, C class actor that wants to
But what
fill.
did he do wrong though?
It's just him being Ti. Like, to me personally, again,
so you
I
wouldn't
just
put
feel
any
like,
rapper in a movie?
yeah, I wouldn't.
Or in a superhero movie?
No, I wouldn't.
Because they already have their own persona, right?
Yeah, it's like
I feel you there.
it's like, oh, don't call him whatever you're gonna call him. That's Ti.
That's T.I.
You're not getting away with it. That's Ti. Come on. But again,
He's trying to have a career outside of music, bro.
Yeah, bro,
and I give him the
make it
fair
rock.
shake, but his shake was just didn't taste well.
Whoa,
But
whoa.
hey, it is what it is. Wait. Imagine no. But yeah, I love the movie. I think that it was really good. It was really well rounded. Great origin film for me.
Guy that played Darren Cross, what's his name again?
No clue.
Is
Kane?
Corey Stoll.
He looks like Kane without the mask.
For
Corey
real.
Stoll.
A little
He
bit.
actually he's a typecasted and that's all he ever plays in all the shows that he does and movies.
Bad
He's
guy.
A
just
bad guy? He
basically
looks like a bad
not
guy.
a bad guy, but he always plays
Great
like
bad guy.
a politician or some person of power. You understand? Or corrupt later down the line. That I know of, I don't know if he has any real starring roles, but I know the two films that he was in, off the top of my head, is well, not films, shows, is The House of Cards, and then he was on like another mafia show, but I can't fucking remember, and it's killing me. Jesus Christ! If it comes to me, I'll say it.
Yeah. As for me, I agree with mostly everything Leap says. It's a funny movie. I like, out of his crew, the Spanish guy's the funniest.
Luis.
Oh,
Yeah, he's every movie he's in,
Gotta
he's
be
hilarious,
dead,
bro.
My favorite part was when he's like, "Daddy, don't get scared." I thought Daddy don't get scared.
Bro. The funniest part to me was when he was telling the story. He was like, "Yeah, I was at a wine tasting bar,
Oh,
and they
Oh
had
yeah,
a,
when he
they had
starts
a
saying the whole
rosé
story.
that I would die for."
he plays.
Yeah,
He's in. Michael Pena is a really good actor. He's in Mall Cop, right? With,
I think I'm not sure.
what's his
Probably.
He's in one of those small movies where he's like, he does drugs and shit and he ends up stealing from them. He's been
No
like the guy
idea.
that's been
I remember
stealing.
him in this
He's
Alien
really
movie.
good. He's really good. That Alien movie I saw it on Netflix also,
Yeah.
the one you're talking about.
He's any movies in, he's pretty good. So he made the movie funny. The bad guy, he was okay, but then like Leaf said, it was like he had no real training with the suit. The only thing that the suit had over Ant-Man was like the laser beams and shit. And it was like, I guess that's cool. I like the way he had to go, I guess microscopic to to beat him or whatever.
That was Quantum.
Yeah, he did the quantum shit, which was pretty cool because they were talking about that, and in the future that becomes relevant too.
Yeah, and like you going into the quantum, you basically like get stuck there if you don't know how to get back out.
Yeah, it looked like a crazy acid trip when you go down there.
Well, I haven't personally been on an acid trip, but if you say so.
From what I've heard.
That's what it would. I guess that's what it would look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a funny movie. It's well paced. It doesn't feel too long. It's just right, I think. So to me, it's pretty decent. Yeah, I liked it.
I want to slide into this one now. The Ant-Man for me, when I first heard about it, when I first thought about the phases, and I saw that it was coming out, I was like, why the fuck Ant-Man? Like, who is he? Like, I know who he is, but how do you make a good film out of Ant-Man? And boy, was I wrong when I went into the movie theaters. For starters, Paul Rudd, great fucking pick. All right? He absolutely. You know how like later on we're talking about later on that we're gonna replace some of these cast members for new roles with new actors, and supposedly I don't know if you guys heard recently, this is gonna be supposedly supposed to be a new cast to Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Wait, really?
Yeah, supposedly, but. That being said, going back to my initial statement, Paul Rudd, he is Ant-Man. I can't see no one else playing Ant-Man. CGI wise, some of the best. I'm not gonna lie to you. When he was running in the bathtub and you see the fucking water coming and shit,
Yeah.
I was blown. Like that really looked good. And then that whole scene, like in the end when he was fighting Darren Cross. In the little like miniature town or whatever
the train station.
Bro, that shit had me fucking in tears because they did the whatever's happening and then they did that superimpose where it was like the IRL from their point of view. You see the little train go boop, I'm gonna disagree with one thing that I know you guys said so far, and it might be a little controversial. The fact that he became Yellow Jacket and he wasn't too good on the powers or whatever, I think that shouldn't be something that holds him down, only because in essence he was just a bad guy. He didn't go in there, wanting to know all the odds and ends of the suit. He just wanted the fucking suit.
He was just selling it.
Exactly. So for what it's worth, I don't think that that's a argument per se, but I could see why y'all say it. You understand? Maybe y'all did want somebody that was more, unforgiving, more ruthless. But at the same time, politicians gotta like, even the corrupt ones in IRL, you understand? Even they go like they tote this fine line of how much do I want people to know how bad I am? You understand? And he did a good job with that role.
Really?
And then as far as like the other cast members, I thought it was really great film from beginning to end. I enjoyed it. Now that was the first time that I saw it back then, and then watching it again this past week to rewatch it for the cast, I really like wholeheartedly enjoyed it. It was funny. Again, the CGI is some of the best work I've seen. Some of the best fight scenes, like him getting small then big, like it was like really a juggle. If you think about that fight style, it's like when do you go small? Now you go big, and then he goes like super giant. You understand? So. And then the follow-up film, which I'll talk about after.
He doesn't go giant in this one, right?
Yeah,
no. But I'm saying like,
okay.
That's why I said the follow-up film. We see, what happens. But that's where I stick with. I think the film was good. In my opinion, it's really high up on the list. Not super high, but high up on the list. But I'll pass it on to Kev.
Alright, so for me, I never really watched anime like that. All I saw was bits and pieces of it. So for me to watch it now, I enjoyed the movie from beginning to end. I'm completely with Pro on this one. The CGI is one of the best CGIs I've ever seen. When they were fighting, like him going small, and they like you could see like the little like in the carpet, how it shows all the details. I loved every single thing about this movie. I love Paul Rudd. He's a great actor. I like Pro said. I don't see anybody else doing Ant-Man the way he did Ant-Man.
So you guys think that he has the Tony Stark treatment, Robert Downey
Basically,
Jr.
I believe
yeah,
so.
Okay,
wholeheartedly yes.
I agree. I agree.
Paul
Which
Rudd,
before I didn't though.
Paul
Before
Rudd
I
in
didn't.
this movie was jacked, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
he
I
the
was
was.
guy,
not expecting
the
that,
guy.
bro.
I know recently he turned like 50 years old, but he's one of those guys that he like ages like fine wine. You understand?
Mhm.
He could play a 30-year-old and he could also play an older man. You understand? And I think he was jacked for his age.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was like, holy shit. And then Pym, I love Pym's character. When he punched the dude in the face, he was like, I was expecting the punch, but I wasn't expecting it to be that hard. Um, one of my favorite parts of the movie is when he do the thing to make things bigger and he hit the ant, bro, and
Oh
the
yeah.
shit was running down the stairs. I would catch a heart attack and die right there, bro.
That's a weird ass dog.
Oh yeah, the big ant. Yeah.
Him and the jokes with the ants, Anthony and
Yeah.
Antoine, bro,
Yeah.
that shit was hilarious.
Shout out Anthony, bro.
Yeah,
He
he
took
was
one
a
for the
real
team.
one.
Yeah,
Real
Took one for the team,
He's a
bro.
real one, yo.
that was definitely
Um,
my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah, bro. But I love this movie from beginning to end. I could not tell you anything bad about it.
All right, I was with Pro on this one in the beginning, where he said he couldn't see anything good about the movie because Ant-Man is pretty much like a side character when it comes to the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they made this movie, I think they were spot on. Like, there was enough action, uh, there was enough comedy, there was a little romance in there. Like, it was really good. CGI was on point. Um, and it was, I didn't watch Ant-Man. Like, when we started this, it was the first time I've ever watched it. So, I mean, the movie was good. I love, Paul Rudd's acting in all his movies. He's probably one of my favorite comedians on screen.
Like
Uh,
real quick, because I'm thinking about what you were saying. Remember the fight scenes? I think that the two fight scenes I enjoyed the most was, aside from the end one, remember when in the building when he was fighting the guards and he was running towards the glass and he went tiny and went through the bullet hole
Yeah, that was
and
yeah.
then he
fire.
ran on the gun, bro, and he just folded them.
hmm
Yeah.
That was fine. And then Michael Pena does like his little fake like Liam Neeson throat chop, leg chop. But the
That
other
scene when they
scene that
were
I thought
shooting
was good
the
was
city.
him versus Falcon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. He thought, oh, we're never gonna talk about this again.
Yeah.
To be completely honest about that scene, like that scene could have not been in the movie, and like I would have never cared for it. Like it was
Which
good.
one? Which scene?
The
Him
Falcon scene.
You
Nah,
think so?
yeah.
Him
I
versus
like
Falcon?
I
yeah,
think I agree. It added
it
to the
was
movie, but
I
you
it
think
was
didn't
they
need
good.
it.
had. I
Yeah,
think they had to add that.
really.
Yeah, I think they had to add it because it would. Then Falcon would have not known like to bring him in the next movie. You know.
Yeah. Because
Mm.
later
Yeah,
on,
that's true
exactly,
too.
later on, him and Falcon kind of have that new dynamic. Not a new dynamic, but they have like, some sort of chemistry, a past there.
Yeah, like a
And,
history.
Right.
and to be quite honest, I thought it was funny him ripping him apart like that. You understand?
No, it
Oh
was
yeah,
good. I liked
yeah.
it. But they could have put, I mean, they could have put someone else too.
To fight, who would you have put to fight in that scene with him? Because if you would have put, what's
It's,
this guy's name? Winter Soldier would have been too fucking serious. Because
Yeah.
remember, at that point, we're talking about what's later to come. How do you set
You don't
that
think
up?
the same thing
I don't
could have
think.
been with War Machine? The same exact?
yeah, true.
Yeah, you could have
True.
put him.
But
But
I
War
I remember
Machine, War Machine was
sides with
around the
Cap.
world.
Yeah, not even that. War Machine sides with
Start.
Yeah.
Stark. So remember
Yeah, but that fight didn't mean anything to,
Yeah,
like,
to
you
this
talking about the
story.
Accords, yeah.
Yeah, that's happening. That's a good setup. Don't get me wrong. It's a very great setup to the
so
next
I
movie,
guess
of course.
then that's where I'll go.
If
But
he was gonna be, I feel what you mean though. If he was gonna be Iron Man's side, then it should have been War Machine or something. But I'm saying you could have flip flopped either way with both
I
of them.
follow. But my score for this one,
Wait,
I give it
the
a
fat
solid
finish?
3.5. Oh, I'm sorry, Fat.
No,
My
I
bad.
finished.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
I'll let you
My
because you already basically put out the main points out there.
Got it.
my solid take on it, my score would be a 3.5. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The movie was funny. Again, another movie that it knows what it is. It doesn't have to be this fucking outrageous, over the top, action packed movie. It knows not to take itself serious. Scott Lang was, I think, the perfect, Ant-Man to bring out. You have someone that isn't completely smart, is witty, you understand, and has street smarts. And I think that's what separates his whole thought process from all the other major heroes in the films. But yeah, 3.5 from me.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and add a whole point to what Pro just said, and that's because of I loved everything, and I also loved, as Fat touched on, the romance. I don't think it was a small part in the movie, but just for the fact of how Scott and Hope actually fell for each other, to me made it feel like this is actually a really pretty complete movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5. I think the CGI was perfect, fight scenes were perfect. Again, I would have given it a 5 if the villain was a little bit more tougher, because I like an origin film just like anybody else. But show me that this guy can be a real hero. I don't think he solidified himself as a hero fighting Yellow Jacket. But yeah, I loved it all around. I think 4.5 is where I want to go. Yeah.
Mm. I'm gonna go in between both pause. I'm gonna give this movie like I
What was
enjoyed
that? A what?
4.
a
Four?
4. Like I enjoy the movie, the action, the comedy, the little bit of romance that was there, but to me, I feel like the villain wasn't a big part of the movie. Like in order for you to be a hero, you got to defeat the fucking villain. Like I didn't think he was too big of a villain, you know, to justify Ant-Man to be a hero. So I give it a 4.
Chris?
We all over the place. I'm giving it, yeah, pretty high on it. I'm giving it a 3 for me. Like, like I always compare it to future and past stuff that we've watched. Like, if I'm giving, let's say, what did I give Guardians or something? I think I gave Guardians 3.5. This isn't as good as Guardians to me, so I'm not gonna put it up there. It's good. I'll watch it, like,
So
just throwing it on a Friday night TNT movie night, but
Remember
it's
those?
not something, it's not something I'm actively looking forward to, like, it's funny. The acting is good. The bad guy is It's not the worst in the MCU, but it's not the best. Um, the love thing, you said it's small, but I kind of feel like it was a little forced, at least in the
really,
beginning. In the beginning, yeah. Cause out of nowhere, she's like, "Oh, I'm starting to like you." Like, what the? He was just cause he started doing better, you starting to like him. But I give it a
Imagine
3,
you like that now. Like you start doing shit and I like you for doing that.
right?
All
But yeah, we all over the place. I'll leave it up
Yo,
to Kev to
I'm gonna
be
be
the
honest
voice
with
of
you.
reason.
right, Jimmy Whispers.
I go with a 4.5. This movie was phenomenal.
So after all that, divided by 5, we
I
have a
put it up.
solid 3.9.
So it's a
So
4.
4, yeah, rounded up 4. That's pretty high.
That's
Yeah.
a But
Great
again,
movie.
you have to think about how the film itself, right? Just think about how
yeah,
the film itself.
that's what I
If
took it as.
if you remove our list and you remove everything that we've been doing up to this point, right?
How
And we
good is
just
that
saw
movie?
Ant-Man.
You can't though
Ant-Man,
with MCU. I don't feel like you can
no,
remove it from
but
everything else.
I'm just saying, like, if it was, let's say Ant-Man was the first film that we saw before we knew all the films were even gonna be a thing. Let's say that wasn't that wasn't the
That's the
case,
first hero they given us, Ant-Man.
and we didn't get the MCU universe. You didn't think this movie was good on its own to be
Yeah,
as good as it is?
cause that's why it's a 3 to me. Like, it would've, if not, They actually
And
did Ant-Man justice.
and all exactly, because again, when I walked into the theaters, I was like,
But
why am I
like,
watching this? You know?
like, but like, I'm gonna say for the next movie, I feel like they did him even more justice in Civil War to me.
So then that's a great segue. So right now, boys, Ant-Man stands at a 4 on the list until we categorize all of them. Now I'm gonna start off with this one because Civil War I thought was a really great film. All right, it was well paced, and what I mean by well paced, you got just enough every time. There was not a lot of these drawn out scenes of them bullshitting and talking because sometimes that's what hinders a film. You understand? You need just enough detail to listen. That being said, at the very beginning, we start off with, they in some place. What is it? Legolas? I can't remember the name. But anyways,
Latvia.
yeah, and essentially something goes wrong, somebody dies. Who's policing the superheroes? You understand? Essentially, who's their checks and balances? Fine, we get into this whole thing, right? But then seeing the respect that Tony had for Cap, you understand? Just start slowly going down and down and down. And you just like, damn, like, yo, he killed my father. He killed my parents. You understand? He killed my father. He killed my parents. I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading on the side. But anyways, he killed my father. He killed my parents. You knew this. You were supposed to be my boy. I understand that's your best friend from back then, from 1922. You understand? But what about us? We've already been through all this stuff. You understand that? How do we fix this? You feel me?
Hmm.
And the fight scenes I thought were great. Each respectively. When I seen Black Black Panther show for the first time and him running through the thing, and him being pissed off or whatever, he had just as right to go after Winter Soldier too. Granted, he was at Zumu Zamo Flimu Flamo code input, up down left right unlock, unlimited bullets type of shit. Um, Overall, I think the film was good, greatly paced, comedic, serious when it needed to be, and then the best reveal of it all, we got to see the MCU Spider-Man. You understand?
Hmm.
Tom Holland Spider-Man, and his whole thing with Captain America, he wasn't sure what he wanted to do, but he knew he was supposed to do because of Tony. You know, and then him, be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Cap," and then, "Oh, I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from Queens," type of shit. I thought that was great. But the end scene, the very, very end scene with Cap versus Winter Soldier versus Tony, well, ready 2-on-1, in my honest opinion, was so pivotal, so strong, such a great way to end that film. You was left wondering whose side were you gonna be on. You understand? Whose side was you on? Obviously, for me, I was on Tony. I felt heartbroken. And this is one of those things where I always bring up, you understand? If you say you're going to leave me, leave me. You feel me? This is why I can't get on board with some other, others, people that are actually in the game industry and other, channels I don't want to speak about. But for those who know why I'm always like, I can't personally leave anyone behind. I can't, not look out for my brothers. You understand? And that was important to me. And seeing Tony's look on his face and seeing Cap saying like, I know where you're coming from, but this is my best friend. This is what I got to do. It was such a pivotal moment in that film. I thought it was great, and that's my piece with it.
Well, if I could go second, boys.
I got it.
Um, let me just start by. I know we say it at the end, but again, and I know what Chris said about Ant Man. He takes it with the fact that he thinks about before and after. This movie's a 5. And if you don't think this movie's a 5 because of something that you see later on or anything, this movie has one of the biggest parts. If this movie isn't made, a lot of everything else is just so confusing. And the way it was made was like so well done, so articulate. Like every scene felt like an entire movie, and I love movies like that. And what I mean by that is like you see the scene with T'Challa and his dad, and you could almost see before the bomb goes off, you could almost see like the dad just honor his son, like just praise his son, and like almost tells him, this is you now, and like you see a son trying to honor his dad, and Black Panther trying to go after Bucky. You see a son trying to honor his parents when Tony goes after Bucky as well. You see a friendship that was molded by all these bad things that happened. You see that just tear apart within the span of 2 hours. The fight scenes were amazing. The beginning where Scarlet Witch saves Cap, but yet at the cost of so many lives, was his one life worth it? You were on the edge of your seat that whole time thinking, was it worth it? Was killing all these people accidentally again, of course. Was it worth it? Was Cap worth it? The fight scene at the airport was just so like well done. Like it almost seemed like an even match, and you almost tend to think, wait, what if Bruce sided with this? What if Bruce sided with that? Like you're just so all over the place, but yet it comes together so well at the end where, Pro talks about that fight scene and with Tony, Bucky, and Cap, and you almost see like every time Tony turns to Cap, he kind of holds back. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but he kind of holds back. But every time he looks at Bucky, he is full red. Like he holds back. He goes like it's just one of those movies that you just take it all in at once, and you say, "Wow, this is really exciting." Like you like I could watch that movie again. Like not for a review, not for nothing. I could watch it again because it's like every time you watch it again. Because the first time, I swear half the things I feel like I never ever saw, But this time I was really into it, and I was like, "Whoa, that scene! I don't remember that scene." The whole scene where man, I'm trying to remember it. The whole scene where Cap goes and talks to the Secretary of Defense, whatever that guy was that came into the office into the Avengers place, and it was like basically y'all gonna be under us, and we're gonna tell you what to do. Like I don't even remember that office scene. I swear to God. And I'm like, wait, so this is why, and you can see how
during that scene.
Probably was the first time. But when I seen Tony in the back, and you see Tony, he's all for it, but he's still sad, because he knows that they fucked up, and seeing the video, when they see the video, like, they know they messed up. Again, well put together fight scenes. Man, there was fight scenes from the beginning to the end. It felt like great plot with what's the villain's name? The actual villain, because it's not Bucky. The actual villain, Samo. That guy.
His name is Mission Report.
Like
December
that guy
19th,
is
1991.
I'm telling you, that guy had me like, yo, this guy's. Is he wrong? Would you do that for your family that was crushed by tons and tons of rocks? I would. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
that's crazy.
Again, it's just a whirlwind of stuff, but yet it comes together so well. It sets up a whole lot of people, like Dottie said, like, seeing Spidey was lit. But yet you seen Spidey and you still wondering, like, okay, they gotta show me something here. And then when he takes the shield, okay, like it was a great fight scene all around. I love the movie, man. I'm telling y'all that I think it's one of the more complete movies of the MCU. I think that from start to finish is one of the more badass movies. Mm-hmm. Pro said he sided with Tony. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Cap was right. At the end of the day, people have agendas. Don't matter who it is. Everybody has an agenda. And who's to say that you're going to give the power of your team, to that one person or this one, to anybody? Because at any point, they could they could try to use the Avengers for their own gain, and
Somebody fell asleep.
Cap doesn't want that. So that's just me. I'm sorry if I ranted for mad long, but again,
No,
a
that's
beautiful
good.
movie, beautiful movie. But I'll stop there. I'm a
Yeah,
team Cap all the way.
yeah. I'll go next. When we decided to do this whole watch the MCU in chronological order, this was one of the movies I was actually like really hyped to watch again. I probably watched this movie maybe no lie like 20 times. Um, I love the movie. The movie has so much emotion from every character, not just one, but every character. You can see emotion from Tony when the lady pulled out her son's picture. You see the emotion in Cap when he's trying to save Bucky. Bucky's emotion, like he don't know what the fuck is going on.
Losing you,
You keep
Fats.
Scarlett's emotion, like she didn't know what side to choose. Scarlet side where she don't know what to do. Like she doesn't understand. Like she didn't know what side to pick, you know? And the bond between her and Cap for her to like basically side with Tony, I know she felt some type of way because she really didn't want to leave Cap's side, but she did believe that they were just off, right? Like the emotion in this whole shit. Like I pointed out when Black Panther and Spider Man came about, uh, that was probably the hypest part of the movie. In general, the whole story of this movie was phenomenal. Like I really loved it, and this is probably one of the rare movies that I would actually watch over and over and over again. Like I could probably sit there and watch this movie maybe 4 times a week. It was just so great.
Sheesh.
Like one of y'all pointed out, the end fight scene that had the most emotion out of them all. Like here it is, you know, Tony found out that it was the Winter Soldier that killed his father and his mother. And then he's trying to go after him and Cap trying to stop him. Like, don't go down this route. And he's trying to stop Cap while he's trying to go after Bucky. And then when Cap said he's my friend and you see Tony's face and he was like, you were my friend too, or I was your friend too. And then when Cap, took out the suit at the end with the shield, like the look of defeat on Tony's face it was heartbreaking. And this shit sucked that they were put against each other because of that. I loved the movie. I loved everything about it except I didn't feel like there was a real villain in this movie.
There wasn't. They were literally
Yeah.
crumbling. They were crumbling within. You understand? And
Yeah.
their pricings, they weren't really like. You think about it. Nobody was really going for the kill strike. Everybody was just gonna go to take them out. You understand? To
Yeah.
like, apprehend them. But
Yeah, there was no real fight scene.
hmm
I mean, real villain.
So like, just the only thing that we really kind of got was when this guy got blasted out of the sky, and God, poor guy can't walk anymore on his own. But
Yeah. But, I would have said if there was like a real villain, the movie would have been a 5 to me.
Wow, it's not a 5. That's crazy.
that's crazy for a person that watches the movie 100 times.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah.
Kev, can you deliberate, please?
I love this movie. This is one of my favorite movies. I'm not really too sure. I can't remember the last time I watched it, but when I watched it recently for this, I was like, bro, this movie is great. The fact that it showed like a lot of all the other superheroes, I would have much rather been on Cap's side to begin with than Tony's side, because they had, Vision, trash, but
Yo,
always doing some dumb shit,
He's up.
But Cap's side had Hawkeye, which he's also trash, but I'd rather have him than Vision.
What? No way.
Scarlet
Hit me
Witch.
while I'm down.
Scarlet Witch did it to him. Put him at the core of the earth.
Sheesh.
But like the airport fight scene was probably one of the best fight scenes in all the movies that I watched. With the introduction of Spider-Man, and then they had Ant-Man going big. I was not expecting him that. I knew that Ant-Man could go big, but I wasn't expecting them to show that there.
Especially like when he went inside Tony's suit. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. When he went inside Tony's studio, he was like, "Oh, you gotta take this. You're gonna have to take this one in."
Yeah.
The whole fight scene with Winter Soldier and Cap and Iron Man, beastly. They would give like it was 2-on-1, but they would give Iron Man the work, and he was holding his own, but I don't know. And then when he was telling like Cap, like, you don't deserve that shield, like my father made that, and then he dropped it. He was like, "Fuck you, I don't need it anyways." Yeah, great movie, loved it.
And then Chris.
I'm not gonna rant too much because we don't have a lot of time, but I agree. I agree with Leap. It's probably, so far, it's the best movie I've seen that we've been ranking and stuff. Action was great. Comedy, like, there's little comedic scenes. Like my favorite scene that they could have their own little, comedy movie, them three on their own, is Winter Soldier, Cap and Falcon. When they're together, it's hilarious in that car. And then when he kisses the girl and they like make that face, that scene was so funny. Like, if they could have a little sitcom with them three, I'll watch it. But yeah, the airport scene is great scene. The last fight scene is, like Fast says, real emotional. Like, you don't know who to side with, really, because they each have valid points. But yeah, not to rant so much, so far is my favorite movie that we've seen.
So, Savage rated this movie a 5.
I agree, 100%.
Chris is a 5. Fats
4.5.
Kev,
This is a 5 for me.
and then I gotta go with a 5 as well.
So I average out to a 5.
Okay.
So, the list, Chris.
Yeah, I have it up right now.
So the first one we're gonna say is Ant-Man.
Yeah, so Ant-Man, do you want me to start from the bottom?
No,
No need to.
No, just
I'm gonna start
like,
from Iron Man 3, alright? Is
Okay.
it better than Iron Man 3?
yes.
Yeah.
Better than Incredible Hulk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Leap, I'm not hearing you.
Yeah. Better. Definitely better.
Is
than
it better?
both of them.
Is it better than Thor 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it better than original Captain America?
Yes.
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 Iron Man 2?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yeah.
Guardians 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Iron Man 1?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go say no.
For me, I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say no. Iron Man 1 is really good.
I'm gonna have to side with Keith on this one.
Bro, shit better than Iron Man, bro.
I'm sorry.
Really?
I'm gonna be the deciding vote. That shit is not better than Iron Man, bro.
It's
Okay.
not.
Y'all crazy.
I think it was.
So
I thought
it's
underneath Iron Man.
Iron Man 1, yeah. It's after Iron Man 1.
And then Civil War.
We could start, I'm guessing we could start from, same thing, Iron Man 3.
Iron Man.
Definitely.
No, just start from Iron Man 1.
Alright, so
Yeah.
start from Iron Man 1.
Better than Iron Man 1.
Definitely.
Yes.
Better than Ultron?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
100%. 100%.
Better than Guardians 1?
Yes.
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 Better than Avengers 1?
Yes.
Yes.
For sure.
And better than Winter Soldier?
Yes.
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 Alright, so it's number 1. So the current list is as follows. It's Civil War, number 1. Winter Soldier, number 2. Avengers, the first Avengers is number 3. Guardians, the first Guardians is 4. Ultron is 5. Iron Man 1 is 6. Ant-Man is 7. Guardians 2 8. Iron Man 2 9. Captain America 10. Thor 11. Incredible Hulk 12. Iron Man 3 13. And then Thor Dark World 14 and Captain Marvel 15.
Where it belongs.
Crazy.
Where it belongs.
You know what's crazy is it's like thinking about these.
This is crazy.
movies and it's
Where
like,
it always
Hold
will
up,
be.
hold up. Y'all gotta give me the fair one, man.
No.
nah, we
Y'all
don't
gotta
go back.
give me the
You
fair
don't
Bro,
go
one.
back on that.
it's 4, bro.
That
No
was
matter
the
what
first
you
Listen.
one.
say, it's
We're not
4 to
pulling
1,
We're
bro.
not pulling back
How
out of that.
can y'all do this?
All right. I'll
She
give
was
you, look,
out there saving
listen.
the universe.
Wait till, alright, so wait till the list is final and then
And then
we
we'll
talk
deliberate
about
on
it.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
But you know,
Okay.
something that
But
Okay,
I'm letting you know now. It's not gonna change.
you guys are
Give me
heartless.
a heads up.
You were saying, Pro?
oh no, because I was just thinking about the fact that we've been watching all these movies and stuff, and I remember Kev has said in high school he has snuck away to go see Thor Underworld too. You know,
Nah, it was the first one. Don't do it
what
to
was
me.
the first one? My
It was the
bad.
first one. Not
It was the
Dark
first
World.
one, and I was listening to music the other day, and do you guys remember Panic at the Disco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, not Panic at the Disco now. If I'm talking about like in my time in like 2007, 4, 5, that's
Of
when I really
course.
started getting into it. So you remember, haven't even
I
heard of,
know.
wasn't a goddamn
Don't
door,
know.
right? And it just got me thinking, like, high school
Dang.
was fucking wild for me. Like, I had asked you guys, have you ever played craps or CeeLo? And I remember playing CeeLo in lunch, bro, for fun. It's just be wild, right?
Hmm.
And shit like that. So I'm curious to know, how was your high school experience? Because I could go on for days, but I want to know your experience with high school. Like, how did you know? I want to know your popularity status, the kind of crew you walked with, the most memorable, funny moments, things that you've done during that time, the music that you listened to, because we had some hot ass bangers then. We had some good albums from like 50 Cent. Like I mentioned, you had Linkin Park, Panic at the Disco, all this music back then. There was so much going on at that time. Yeah, high school experience was.
Who you
Well,
want to start?
Get Rich
I
at
don't
that
care,
time
whoever
came out.
starts.
I wasn't even in high school, so.
Wasn't in
Cause
high school. What the fuck were you, a genius? You went from junior high to college? Talk to me.
No, I was.
What happened with your high school?
My high school, I went to Stevenson, and that's like one of the worst high schools ever. But when I went there, my brother was already going there, so everybody knew like, oh, that's Lou's little brother. So I used to go to class. Well, my freshman year I was doing good or whatever, and then I got corrupted. And I started like cutting class,
it always starts like that.
going to gym, go home early. But everybody in the school pretty much fuck with me.
So you was popular.
Facts.
So on the
'Cause you-
totem pole, you was high up there.
I was up
your
there. I don't
cause
think
your
I was.
brother.
I don't think I was at the tippity top, but I was up there.
That's crazy.
That's it. No stories, no nothing. You was just popular, and that's it.
Yeah,
You ain't
bro.
go through nothing in high school except for getting fucking detention for watching a movie
Bro, I was.
that the kids fucking snitched out on.
Yeah, it was pretty much it, bro.
Well,
high school-
your boy.
I used to,
Yo-
cut class, go to gym, then go to the next gym, then go to lunch, then go to the next gym.
And it's crazy
Then go
because
home.
gym teachers never gave a fuck, right?
Nah, they
could
never
see
give
the
a
same-
fuck.
They could see the
They were like,
same
I'm
kid
not-
there from the fucking first period to the last period.
I'm not getting
They
paid
won't
enough
bat
for
an
this
eye,
shit.
bro.
I'm not getting paid
They
enough.
that ass won't bat an eye.
Yeah, they don't care, bro.
Your boy Leaps peaked in middle school. 100%. So in middle school, your boy was popular. Some would say they used to call me Mr. 45 himself. Okay. So when I went to high school, though, it was a definite, like it just felt like really outside of my realm, what I was used to. There was a lot more gang violence. There was a lot more, like realism. Like that shit was real as fuck. Like I remember, not to get too gruesome, but like machetes in school, like every other day. Dude got his like fingers chopped off in class. Don't know why, but yeah.
The fuck?
DeWitt Clinton High School. You know
Oh,
who you
that's
are.
why.
You know what you do to those kids. It's a terrible school. But yeah, like Pro asked, who do we hang out and think? Like, no funny, bro. Your boy was doing tech decks in high school. 100%.
What?
100%.
Nah,
I
The
wasn't.
little-
I
the
wasn't. I wasn't cool.
skateboard for your fingers.
skateboard.
100%. 100%. Like, I wasn't the coolest kid, but I wasn't a nerd. A few people knew me. Obviously because both my sister and my brother went to the school. I think that I would have to say I was like really mid tier popularity wise. Just a regular. But yeah, like it was. I had a good time. I had some good friends in high school. I had some good music around those high school days. You know, a lot of Drake. Show me a good time. Oh yeah, like you know, shit like that.
When
That
did you
was
go to high
Drake's
school?
golden era, bro.
Oh man,
What year? Because Drake came out
20,
when I was out of high school.
20.
Yeah, I was
Well,
still in high school.
I
you
mean, we
guys
are
are like,
older than.
yeah, you guys are like 5 years older than me. So
Yeah, like
What?
nearing 30.
you guys are like 45. Come on.
Watch your mouth.
No, but yeah, like I wasn't the coolest. I definitely wasn't.
call your mouth beat your ass though.
But do you smoke cigarettes? No, but seriously, yeah. DeWitt Clinton High School was literally like gangland. It was the worst. It was the worst. I could tell you another story. So I was doing terrible in school because I used to cut a lot. Just for a lot of reasons. I just didn't like going to school at all. So I just cut a lot. Shout out to Philip. Philip used to hold it down. But yeah, like so I went to night school, right? And there was a lot of, I don't know if I'm saying the gang name right, Trinitarios, something like that, right? And there were a lot in my class, right? And the night school, high school.
So Lee was
And
down with them.
no, I wasn't, but they were just cool. Like they were fine and everything. And I remember, bro, like we were coming out. It must have been like 6 o'clock at night, but it was winter, so 6 o'clock at night is pitch fucking black, you know. So I remember they only let us out through the front, and dudes was like they already were planning some shit, some crazy shit. All I know is like up the hill from Clinton, there's like a whole strip of Meshulo Parkway. Dudes just ran up there, and all you hear is gunshots. Kid you not. I got myself right on the one bus and my ass straight home. Like, that's how reckless DeWitt Clinton was when I was there. Like, gunshots, shootouts, you know, that was like, I don't know if y'all remember those gangs. I don't know if they're still around, like YBs and YGs. You guys remember those gangs?
Mm-hmm.
I was like
Right?
when I was in middle school.
Like YBs and YGs, like, bro, they were fighting those people. It was crazy. DeWitt Clinton was literally gangland, 100%. But yeah, that was my high school experience.
Fats and Chris, I know you
Sounds
guys
terrible.
together. So
Yeah, you ready, Chris? You ready for this?
Go ahead, you can start. Oh, you want me to go? I guess because you're muted.
Well,
Um,
my fault.
that's all good.
So, as y'all know, me and Chris went to high school. Probably the best fucking 4 years ever. Me and Chris didn't know each other, at first, but we had a common friend,
Mm-hmm.
right? A freshman year. So, our boy Chico, he was in my family group, but he was in Chris's classes.
Right.
And we used to take the bus. We started taking the bus together, and that's how, you know, this friendship bond started. Funny shits. We used to do the dumbest shits. We used to cut class all the time. We used to, like Kev said, we used to be in gym all the time, playing fucking kickball. Where Harold, our gym teacher was, what was he, Austrian?
He sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he talked.
Hilarious. He's like, Christopher, you're not supposed to be here.
Always, bro. Always.
Get 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 out the gym now.
No way.
I swear to you, bro. Yeah.
No way.
But it's so our gym was mad awkward. Like our shit wasn't a real gym. Our shit was like maybe like a household roof type shit. Like the ceiling in your apartment. That's how tall
Yeah.
our gym was.
Get the
No
fuck.
way.
Nah, yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
Like we were supposed to have like a real gym, like lift weights and shit like that. But we shared the building with another school. But their school had access to it and we didn't.
What was the school you went to?
Community School for Social Justice.
Located in what school?
And with
Located
hop,
in what
hop
school?
it was hop health opportunities.
Okay.
So they shared the building. It wasn't like it's not like a campus thing. They just split the building.
Did you have like different schools in your school?
No, it was just those
I had
two
like
schools
four
in that
different-
building.
I had like 4 different schools in my school, and you never fucked with any one of them.
Yeah, that was a campus, and we didn't have a campus. We just had a building. So we fucking played kickball, and the rules were if you could kick the ball and hit the back fucking wall, it was a home run automatically. So
Like a straight line drive, yeah.
God damn.
yeah, so we as soon as we get into school, we were already picking teams. That was
Really?
regular. Yeah.
Facts,
then-
bro.
So let me share some funny stories. So our boy Chris wasn't here when we did it, but our boy Chico, he was like the most daring out of us 3, right? One day we went to Medieval Times, and he
I hate
went.
that fucking place.
And,
never
really,
been
I
there.
love
I
that.
never
They
been
brought
there.
me a fucking raw chicken.
Oh no!
And that time I kept telling the lady, I'm like, yo, this shit is raw. And she's like, no, look, that's how we serve it. I'm like, you don't give me a fucking accent. Just give me my fucking shit cooked. And she
But the
kept coming back to me.
bullshit.
She's like, no, that's just fully cooked. And I'm like, bitch, stop using the fucking accent. Just talk American. Like, come on. I can barely understand you. Go ahead. I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, all right. So he bought this little light shit that lights up, right? You press the button, the shit starts spinning, and it start lighting up. So we got in the bus and we got back to the school. So at that time when we was in school, that's when people started like forming circles and these started getting light in the middle.
Right.
That's when it started, like around when we was in high school.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So Chico had fucking daring as fuck. He saw a group, a group of girls across the street, right? And he ran up to them and he got in the middle and he started doing his fucking dances. Mind you, he don't got much rhythm or any type of moves, but all the girls stopped and looked at him. And then he pulled out the temperature move and then forget. Yeah, they started cheering for him. That shit was hilarious. And then the same day, not even a block away,
To himself on the
right?
floor.
He fucking, we were walking, we see this Muslim girl. And then we go, yo, Chico, hit the temperature in front of her. So somebody starts playing the music and he goes up to this girl and he starts doing the temperature dance right in front of her. And she goes and she grabs him and she rips his shirt and he goes, what you trying to do to me? Yo, hilarious. Bro, that was probably one of the funniest moments of high school. Because I was fucking laughing for 4 days straight. We used to, I don't know why, but me and Chris never had the same fucking lunch period. Ever. Like shit used to pop off at his lunch period and never in mine. Right? Chris, tell him the story about Miguel and JJ.
Oh! So, I think I'm not sure if I was freshman or whatever was after sophomore.
Yeah.
But, so we eating lunch or whatever, right? And we right next to the lunch ladies, like where you make the line and stuff.
Yeah.
We sit down or whatever, and we had this other friend named Miguel, right? That he was part of our little clique. earlier on.
Bug
And,
Eye?
nah. So yeah, he was some like big Mexican kid or whatever.
He was from
So,
Honduras.
oh,
There's a quick
Honduras, I'm
question.
sorry.
I have a question. Like, I don't know if this is like a general thing in all high schools. We had the one Mexican kid that we always hung out with, and we would call him Mexico. Would you guys do the same thing too?
That's a
Nah,
fact, bro.
Nah,
nah,
No. Oh, okay.
nah.
nah.
That's a fact.
Um,
Continue.
There was a dude that we call Mexico.
nah. But yeah, he was a big guy. You wouldn't really mess with him. But this day, someone did. Someone, there's always this kid that's trying to do too much and try to be too funny.
Yeah.
So he was going around he was going around the lunchroom smacking people with like ham or something, like,
Bologna.
and, but something. So he hit this Miguel kid, and the Miguel kid, he was like, he always brought a knife to school just in case somebody messed with him. And, so he pulls it out, right? Or something, or like barely pulls it out. You can't really even see it. And from, bro, the other side of the lunchroom, and we had a big lunchroom. It might be like, maybe like half the size of 45 Field. It was pretty big.
Yeah.
Bro, from the other side of the lunchroom, you hear a kid go, "Yo, he got a banger!" Man. And then the security comes and comes to get him or whatever. And I'm like, yo, how did he spot that from so far, bro? Like, it was a pretty good spidey sense he had.
Shit.
But, like Fat was saying, we kickball, that was every day. And we would start, if we weren't picking in like, early, like breakfast or whatever, when people were there early, we would definitely teams were picked by lunch already. For after lunch. You already know what position you was playing, what part of the lineup, everything, bro. And it would be real, like, competitive. Sometimes we would go up against, like, the class above us. Like, when we was, juniors, we would go against the seniors or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And,
I always whoop ass.
yeah, we also, I think, didn't we try to play, like, football or something? I don't know. It was like, everything else was a failure in that, gym because the ceiling was so low.
Right.
Like, you had to do line drives for everything. If you throw in a football, that shit gotta be like, fuck it. Yeah, it's gotta be a bullet line drive. Not no Hail Marys. But, yeah, it was fun. Like, I don't know in other high schools how it is. Like, you had a homeroom, I guess. That's what it would be.
Yeah.
Ours was called family group. Like, it was like, that would be the shit before or after lunch. Like, it would be a period, and there would, you get to talk about, like, the home teacher would make you try to, like, talk about your day and stuff. How's everything going? Blah, blah. Like a mini counseling thing, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta go to that shit.
It was alright. It was like I mean, if it was before lunch, it was a chill thing. If it was after lunch, it was still a chill thing because you're not doing work or nothing. You could catch up on work if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But it was basically like a free period to do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
I was in my own for the whole time, for the whole 4 years I was there, the same family group, because that's how it is the whole 4 years you're there.
Yeah. With the same people.
He had the same people, but his teacher he would have a different, like, home teacher every year. I don't know why that one would leave.
Yeah. We had a homeroom teacher for 2 years. Her name was Camila. She left after the second year because
She sounded like she had a porn name. Go ahead.
Yeah. Ooh. No.
Was she bad?
No. Bad looking. So after that, she left because she was moving to a different state and whatever. Then we got this teacher our third year, and her name was Nikki, a little chubby Jewish lady. And from one day to another, the bitch just disappeared.
Yeah, she would not show up.
She disappeared like for months at a time. Like, we didn't have her, right? And then we would have subs and shit like that. And then one day she came back for one day and then left again. So, but when the third semester was coming over, like January and shit like that, I guess they fired her ass. So they said that our family group had to be split up between the other ones, and we got to pick. That was the most fucked up thing you gave the fucking kids decision to. So me and Chico definitely went to Chris's family group, and it was all hell from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should have never put us together.
Other than that, really, like,
Dude.
there was like different, there's always different cliques or whatever. Like, you saw them like,
Like the
when we
movie
played
Breakfast Club.
softball. Yeah, when we played softball, the
Kelvin and Wallace.
Kelvin, Wallace's brother, the one that you said looked like a barber.
The barber.
We known him since high school too. He was a good friend of ours, and he had his own little clique too. And we would, before classes, we would wrestle each other, or in gym we'll do wrestling moves, and then we'll run. Like, once you see like a teacher, go to class. Everybody runs and shit. It was, we was always play fighting and shit. If not, we was playing in the gym most of the time.
Remember the gothic kid we beat the shit out of?
Oh, there was this one weird kid, right? He was real into, I guess he was gothic, whatever, like that type, into rock and stuff and dark clothing, piercings, all that stuff. So, I don't want to say I'm a bully, but this kid, I think we definitely bullied him. Yo, bro, when I tell you our whole class, like our whole grade class jumped him, and but we weren't hitting him for real. We weren't hitting him for real. It was like,
I was doing like the
wrestling
wrestling hit. Yeah.
I don't know if
not all
some people hit him for real though, but not me. I never hit him for real.
You always hit the people that get slick, Yeah.
Yeah.
They hit him with a fucking book bag.
Yeah, they OD'd some people.
That's great.
But cause he was into wrestling like us, so we would like fuck around with him, and he would be in the wrestling shit with us, and one day was like, yo, let's all form an alliance against this one kid, even though we all beefing. Everybody got together to beat up this one kid, and it was the funniest shit ever, bro. Man, it was like 20 plus of us, bro, against one kid.
Did y'all ever, like, when y'all had a substitute, did y'all ever, like, try to go in each other's classroom and pretend to be somebody else?
Bro, if we had a sub, that's Jim. We ain't going to that sub class. If we had a sub, I'm out. Peace out, bro.
If you didn't have that one person that didn't sign in for you, they weren't the real one, bro.
Facts.
Signing in, I did not care, bro. Yeah.
Oh, for me, I have friends that I'd be like, yo, you got me? They're like, how you spell your last name? I'm like, da-da-da-da-da, and they'd be like, oh, I got you.
Me?
When we had to enter, it was an ID. We had to scan.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
And if anything, I would be like maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes into the class, and I'll be like, can I use the bathroom? And you would never see me again.
Come back.
Yep.
Nah, I remember one of my teachers was mad cool. He was like, yo, bro, like, y'all don't have to ask me to, like, go to the bathroom. Like, if you need to go to the bathroom, grab the hall pass and go to the bathroom. I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah, me, I cuss so much.
We used to go to the other side of the building where the other school was and escape and leave for the day.
And cut for the day, yeah.
There's so much about high school that I could remember, like, on and off when I think about it. Like, there's moments, like, for example, like I mentioned earlier, like, the music and the movies and everything about that time was so good and pivotal of my life, I remember, like I had said, 50 Cent, he was up there. I feel like 50 is my equivalent to Savage's Drake of his when he was in high school. You understand? Like, I felt like 50 had a song like every week. He was always top charting. He was always featured on something. Like, go shorty, it's your birthday, or Disco Inferno, or, what's another good one? Candy Shop. Then you had.
He was hot at that time.
Many Man is his best song, bro.
He was hot at that time.
Oh, Many Men. Everybody used to be like, Many Men.
Wait.
Many Men.
21 Questions.
Then you fucking had Akon with Lonely. Or,
nah, I never.
Survivor. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that with Young Jeezy.
Uh-huh. And like, you know,
What a
Well,
he
dang
had
clock.
locked
all this,
up,
like all this
locked up.
music.
They
It was like
don't let
so
me
good.
out.
And David Banner with Play, Go On Girl, Gonna Get Your Pussy Wet. You
Wait,
know? You
wait.
might tell me y'all never heard that song in high school?
I ain't
I
never.
remember
That
that. I
sounds
Wait.
like a
remember that.
pro daddy exclusive. I
No,
ain't never.
that's
Word.
a
I ain't never
Word.
heard
I
of
know
that.
what you're talking
I
about.
ain't.
Anyways,
that's a
David
real song.
Banner.
you know, there, I'm just saying, like, overall, like, the music was good. Even the movies, like, we had fucking 40 Virgin, Super Bad, what else? Knocked Up. Like, everybody I knew would reference those movies, like, a quote or something, and everybody would always, like, just know. Like, remember McLovin was a big one? Ricky, yeah, yeah, you know? And, it was just, like, high school for me was I hated my high school. Don't get me wrong. Like I absolutely, there was nothing that I liked sports wise because, the basketball that team we had, I know that in high school it's like AAA, AA or some shit like that, right?
It's
Uh,
division,
It's like
isn't it?
junior
Division.
varsity,
no, no, for us was not. We
like
didn't have,
D1, D2, D3.
junior and senior division. We had, AAA and AA, some shit like that. Right? And depending on how good our team was, that's the division they'd place us in. So that's how it was. Um, so I didn't like basketball. I mean, I liked playing it, but I just didn't like the team. I was not gonna get on the team for obvious reasons. You know, they had better people that actually played the sport day in and day out. And then, baseball, it was already all taken up by Dominicans. You understand? Like Dominicans run the baseball team, and it's like there was a hierarchy, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to even bother with that shit. You understand? And that was sports wise. And then the one thing that I like signed up to, but I never showed up to, was we had a bowling ball team, and I was like, "Ma, can you sign this for me?" She said, "Yeah." I bring it to the gym teacher. He's like, "Oh yeah, Darry, I'll see you after whatever period." And I said, "Shit, I gotta stay in school longer." I thought
Hell
this
no,
was
I
like
would
in
have.
the middle of school, bro.
I
So
wish.
I said, "Fuck this shit, I ain't do it."
Mhm.
And then like that was like in terms of like the sports part of it. Now, in popularity, I was up there. I was like, really fucking popular. You know, I was high on the totem pole. So much so, like, um, my wife used to hate it because it's me walking down the hall. What's up, Darry? What's up, Darry? What's up, Darry? Yo, yo, what is going on? Da-da-da. Walking like every floor, and every floor had a hangout corner or a hangout spot right before classes, and you would cut ass and bullshit with people. Um, fun fact, I don't know if you guys know the beatboxer. He's pretty famous. Anointed S. He does like a whole bunch of like Transformer beats and whatever.
Yeah.
And I went to school with him. He's much older than me, and he was in my high school. Um, and like the stuff that I mentioned earlier, like lunchtime, we would do corny shit. Like we'd be playing CeeLo and waiting for like the security guard to like pass to the other side, and then we would take and throw the die and be like, "Oh shit, I got this." And at one time, one of the guys that we never even knew fucking existed showed up, and he started trying to play with us. And when the security guard came, he tried to grab like the dollars off the floor,
Hmm.
and there was this one random like blood dude, bro. Like this guy was, I think his name was Jacob, if I can remember. He had these big ass. You remember the Jesus piece earrings, right?
Yeah.
You know, you either had your nameplate earrings or Jesus piece earrings that I can remember. And
Yeah.
this guy's shits, bro, were like dangling, like fucking hanging hard. He had some big ass things. And this guy's like, "Nah, fam, put that money back on the floor." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just holding it for the security guard." He said, "Yeah, hold this." Bink. He punched him so hard, his head hit the wall, came back into his fucking face. Like I never seen somebody get yo-yo punched ever, and this is the first time, like legit. Um, but overall, like those times, I think high school is one of those times where like for some it could like make or break you kind of on later on. Like if you get bullied all the time, you might grow up to either be like super fucking famous or be a piece of shit. You
Yeah.
understand? Or if you're the bully, you could be, continue that path throughout your whole life and be a bully all the time. You understand? And end up being fucking, or in the vice versa, be a fat piece of shit. And then the nerd dude is the guy that, outshines you now for whatever reason. You got like 10 baby mamas type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
Um, I will say that as much as I hated my high school, because I went to Grace Dodge,
Oh,
there
okay.
was caveats to it, and I only went there for two reasons. One, my mom was like, because all the schools I picked, I'm not gonna hold you, were all fucking bad, all
Hmm.
bad, because that transition from junior high school to high school, I was always with my other two friends, and we was bad in junior high school, but I always was just smart. I was a smart bad kid. That's what always got me in trouble. Was I was always sarcastic. I was always a piece of shit. And in high school, we was following that same, trend. And they went to fucking Evander, and my
Oh
mom was not
no.
having it. My mom she was like, "Nah, you're not fucking going there." Da 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 da. I was like, "All right." So I only put Dodge out of two things, bro. One, I put that shit so low on my fucking list that I didn't think I was gonna get picked for it. And two, it was walking distance. I knew I didn't have to take a bus or none of that, right? So I would be like, "Fuck it." And then when I finally got the letter that I'm going to Dodge, I was like, fuck, I'm going to Dodge? Like, this school sucks dick, No, it really did. And not because, the people that, cause like any other high school, you had gangs, you had this, you had all that other bullshit. Like, we had, DDP, Dominicans Don't Play,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah,
had Bloods and Crips, and what's the gang that was white and black, that they wore a lot of white and black?
I don't know.
I think Nietas.
I have no clue.
I think it was called Nietas, some shit like that. It was them. And then we had like a lot of Jamaicans that would always be like, nah, look like the fuck out of here, man, and they'd be fucking fighting with them shit back and forth. And our school had a lot of gays and lesbians. So it was that, oh, you go to Dodge, the school, and you'd be like, what? Is that even? I mean, by today's standards, no, the moment you say something like that, you'd be fucking canceled immediately. But back
Yeah,
then
back then
that
it
wasn't the
wasn't.
case. Back then you could say and do whatever you wanted and nobody would fucking bat an eye.
At least you
But
didn't go to At least you didn't go to Cardinal Hayes because they actually suck dick.
What?
nah,
They
but
actually suck dick.
I know that I had the privilege towards my end years of high school. There was this football thing that you could do. There was like this program where you could play you could be in this one high school, but you could play for another school. You understand? As long as the grade and everybody, like they basically said it was okay. Both schools says it was okay. You was allowed to play. So I played a little bit of football for Columbus, and there I played linebacker and running back. So the games that I had to play, fucking Iron Man, I absolutely hated it because you got to play both sides of the ball, and you'd be fucking tired. But that didn't last long because I realized like, damn, I'm getting hurt for what reason? I'm fucking 5'11". I'm not. This is not something that I want to do
You
long
got a
term.
picture
So I
with your
dropped it.
uniform on?
No,
I need a picture, cause yo,
I just said no. But that being said, this is part of my favorite. Part of the cast.
Wait.
Go
Before
ahead.
that, Chris,
Yo,
we forgot one story.
all right. I know what it is already. It's another lunchroom tale.
Say it at the same
So
time. Word for word.
That's kind of sick.
wouldn't
Hold
that
on.
be wouldn't that be bad for the audio listener?
Imagine.
I know which one he's talking about though, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, safe. Share it.
It was in the lunchroom. I don't think he was there because we never shared lunch.
I was. It was a
Oh, you
senior
was?
year when we got into the same family group.
Okay, yeah. So
So we
it's
had the same lunch
me.
there.
Who was the one not there then? Jay?
No, yeah, Jay wasn't there.
Yeah, because Jay, his brother came in after us.
Yeah,
Us.
BTW. Jay was popular because of us. Just saying.
Yeah, another side note for everybody, because I gotta clear this up. He used to not get beat up because we were known. So just letting you guys know. Even though he was tall, we
They
would be
wanted
like,
to
"Yo,
fuck him up.
yeah, don't beat him up. That's our boy." Anyways, in the lunchroom, there was this kid nobody liked, right? So I'm like, and for some reason they gave us these chicken sandwiches, but the chicken patty was as hard as the desk we were sitting on. So I'm like, me thinking, ever since then, me thinking I had an arm. I'm like, yo, what if I grab this chicken patty and throw it at this kid? And he was like maybe 3 tables away. And it would have hit him in the back of the head, right? So
Right.
everybody in the table's like, yeah, do it. And for some reason, I guess once I'm about to throw this thing, everybody's watching in the lunchroom. Everybody. So I throw it, it misses the kid I'm supposed to hit, and it hits another kid that is, we questioned his sexual orientation back then. I think he was a little,
No, he's definitely, yeah.
he was a catcher, let's just say. So
Copy.
it misses, it misses the original kid, and it hits this kid right in the face, bro. This thing is hard as a rock.
It's a hate crime.
Basically, yeah. I'm about to get me too. But yeah, this kid, bro, and for as long as I was in that school, this kid would grill me every time he saw me, bro. He never came up to me to do anything. And bro, the whole lunchroom was laughing, bro, at him when I did this. The whole lunchroom. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even mean to hit this kid. I felt bad.
Him and apologize?
Hell no.
You know what's funny? That it's not that he missed the other kid. This kid that he hit was actually in front of the kid that he was aiming for. He told the kid to move.
Oh yeah, and it still hit him.
That shit curved and fucking hit the chin.
It hit the kid I told to move, basically.
One.
But yeah, that was the story he's talking about.
Oh, that shit was hilarious.
So guys,
so yeah, your favorite part?
Today we're gonna go into a little bit of extra time for those of you still sticking around. I always get good feedback about everybody's favorite Fast Five because sometimes they want to answer it, but for whatever reason you guys don't put it down in the comments. So you asking for something that y'all not even doing. But I'll oblige. Welcome to Chris's Fast Five.
Alright, I'm gonna start with two one is from Pro and one is from Fat. The first one from Pro is, what would you do with your next stimulus check? Cause, so apparently we're supposed to be getting another one, so.
According to the orange man, we're supposed to get a generous one.
According to the emperor himself.
Yes.
I think that this time around, honestly, I'm just throw it in savings. I think that the last one actually helped me and my family pretty well. So just throwing this next one in savings and just moving on. Pro used to teach me this one thing: out of sight, out of mind, and when a rainy day comes, you'll have it. So I think I'm gonna throw it in savings.
We know what Kev gonna do.
What am I gonna do?
Another iPad.
Why am I gonna buy another iPad?
Buy another laptop. Now, me too. Like what Leap said, I'm throwing it because I'm trying to save up all this. Because right now I'm still on employment. I'm only working like maybe 1 or 2 days a week. So all this, I'm trying to save up all this stuff because we're not too sure if this is gonna come up again. How jobs are gonna be looking after this. So I want to be like at least set for like a good couple months, like not having to worry. So I'm also saving up.
I'm gonna buy sneakers. I love sneakers. I bought Mash shorts over the past couple of weeks, Mash shirts. And I think, sneakers make the fit. So I want to buy Mac kicks.
Mm-hmm.
And I found a pair of StockX Flints. But, the moment I went to press for them, they were gone. So.
Jesus.
Here.
Got him. To be honest, well, the thing that I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna save it and put it towards, I want to get a car by the end of the summer, so that's what it's going towards.
I like that.
Yeah, I was telling my wife I want to get the Acura MDX because that's my favorite car. You know,
that car is fire, bro.
I don't know if you guys seen the recent model, the red one. Oh my god, beautiful.
Nice.
MDX is a nice car.
So, next question. This is from Fats. If you were gonna be reborn in another life, let's say, what animal would you be?
A rabbit.
What?
I'd be a fly on the wall, because you know how everybody always says, "I wish I was a fly on the wall. I would have saw everything." You know.
No one says that.
Those
Literally,
are,
Everybody
nobody.
says that.
those are
Everybody
two
says
very
that.
easy things to die, but okay.
Nah, what?
You live like a
Rabbits,
week.
rabbits do it all
I
the
don't want to be a
time.
fucking tiger, because God knows if I end up with Carol Baskin, I'm gonna be fucking tight. Okay, I'm gonna be fucking tight. But I'd be a peregrine falcon, one of my favorite animals.
You guys are going
Okay.
extreme apex predators. Copy. I definitely want to be a
You trying
liger.
to die?
100% liger.
You
Trying to
can't
be
move
you
much.
trying to
I'm
be
saying a rabbit is fine. You get to smash like 100 times a day, minimum,
okay, I guess.
minimum,
You
and
know
you
all those
eat
kids we're about to
carrots.
have.
But
Actually,
For
actual scientific facts: carrots are not good for
actual,
rabbits, but whatever.
actual scientific facts, copy. I'm remember that.
Kev?
I like turtles, so I would be a turtle.
Yeah, I would be like a grizzly bear or something. Something you wouldn't really fuck with.
Yeah, turtle.
Turtle.
Yo,
Not
you
e-
know it'd be fucking funny if everything like goes back to semi-normal and we get a fake Comic-Con or some type of like, where we could group up like that. I want to see you dressed up as that fucking boy, bro.
That
I
kid.
would fucking pay for that shit. I would buy the paint just for you to look like him. Fat.
Alright, so no fat went? No, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, fat.
I'd be a wolf,
Mm.
I like that one.
king of the pack.
Hey, okay.
So if you had a controller that had the power to rewind or fast forward time, which button would you press?
Rewind.
Rewind.
Is it like as much as I want? Like,
Yeah,
is it
but it's
only a
only
couple
one or the
years?
other.
One or the other. Man. I don't know. I think the things that make memory special is that you get to live them once. So I'll probably go fast forward.
Kev?
I'll go backwards.
Yeah, I think I would go backwards to change some stuff.
Yeah.
Not nothing too major, but
Yeah, but the thing
just
is,
change
if
some
you
You
go
and
stuff.
Vancouver.
forward, you're missing the events, no?
No,
But maybe he has a
they're
reason.
happening. They're just happening faster. You know?
Nah.
You ever wanted
If
to
you
take a
could
peek
fast,
into the
like,
future?
like if you could
Nah.
fast forward
Yeah.
2020, I would fast
Mhm.
forward
But
2020.
that's not a peak though. That's full on. Here
Yeah,
I am.
because
Yeah.
when you
But if
fast
you
forward, you don't. If let's say you put on a movie that you've never seen before and you press fast forward, how do you know what
But
the end is?
that's
You
a
don't know
dip.
beforehand.
Okay, so if you start a movie and you rewind it, what are you watching? Blank screen. Got you. Next question.
but this is insinuating that you could come back to your current time.
Exactly.
Not that you go into the past and staying there, or you go into the future and staying there. So,
Yeah. I mean, if I could fast forward 2020, I would fast forward 2020.
oh yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
2021. Aliens have touched down. Pro is nowhere to be found.
That's because I'm in the past getting the Apple schematics.
Oh my
For real.
god. This guy's the worst. He's the dude that's gonna go back.
We
I want
invent
100
Google.
shares in
This shit is gonna be
Google.
called.
That's
it's
what
gonna
I.
be called
That's what I would do.
Apple.
Hell yeah, I
fuck-
would do the same shit.
I'll
Rapple.
fucking
Right
create Google.
It's gonna
before,
be Dougal.
I'll
right
create Google.
before Corona, buy mad shares in fucking toilet paper and shit like that.
Fucking Kev unwillingly buys 100 pounds of Charmin.
Alright, so
Changes that shit to Carmen Ultra.
what is the most memorable experience when you were little? Your most memorable experience.
I had plenty, but the one that's my most memorable is when my mom got me the real Woody doll for the first time.
That's cool.
And there was another toy. It was called the stretch arm toy, the stretch arm man or whatever. That like you would pump it with this like pump, and then you could stretch it and mold them to whatever size you want. This toy was like the most fireest toy that everybody was trying to find. And some family members had came to my house. They fucking broke it, threw it behind the Christmas tree, and when I woke up to play with it, bro, destroyed all the little things was out. I was crying my fucking heart out. If I could ever get that toy ever again in my life, I think my life would be perfect.
Hmm.
But that's my memorable.
You know what's funny? I have a story like that, but not broken. Not a broken toy. I remember it was a birthday. I bought like a Beast toy, X-Men, but it was
Okay.
like some army type shit. And the first day I got it, I lent it to fucking Savannah's brother, and the motherfucker never returned it.
God is us.
He still has it to
Is
this
that your
day.
most memorable moment?
No, my most memorable is when the first and last time my pops ever could play baseball.
I think I remember that too.
My best moment ever was when my dad woke me up with a nice breakfast and a bootleg copy of Return of the King. Best day of my life, hands down. Besides my kids being born, obviously, but it was like it was. I must have been. I must have been so happy, because I'm fat, so the food was good, But then, watching the Return of the King with your dad, or watching something that you and your dad like to watch together, is just like, what else? What else can be better? You know what I mean?
Kev?
Probably learning how to ride a bike. Yeah, I fucking bust my ass a shit ton of times before I actually learned how to do it. And then when I did learn later on in life, like me, my brother, Tilo, we used to go ride bike from like the Bronx all the way to like Central Park and shit.
Hey,
Yeah, me is, it's always gaming stuff. It's my first time of actually playing online. Like LAN,
Right.
plugging that LAN cable in, Halo 3, bro. What? Never, life changed after that.
what an experience, right?
Yeah, man. And then talking, shit to other people over, over the internet that you didn't even know.
Yeah.
Best times.
Fun fact,
100%.
I might get me too. I send some guy a picture of my ball sack. So,
Oh my god.
'cause
Raped
he
him.
was so trash. So I'm waiting for
Jeez.
that moment.
I think that was it, right? That was 5 or 4.
That's 4.
4.
Alright, last one is, what's the funniest thing someone has said to you? Like, just off the top of your head.
When one day me, Jay, and Chris was playing, and Jay told me, "Drop down and get your eagle on," and I was on top of a building, so it just made it more funny. Yeah, Jay is hands down top 3 funniest people I know. So
Nah,
that
agreed.
was a funny experience.
Anybody else?
My funny moment was something that wasn't true, but I just find it funny. Is when Yad was replaying the night that we hung out for the first time, and baby was like,
Oh my
"It's a very
god,
decent movie."
bro.
I thought that shit was funny.
That's actually a true story.
Every time
So
tell that
fucking
story,
funny, bro.
bro.
This guy was full on tears in the oobs.
You
yo,
didn't take the same fucking
yo,
Uber. You left before I did. I put you in the cab before I
yo,
left.
yo, Kev, he's a gamer, babe.
Actually, I said that about Chris according to your story, but
That 100%, 100% was somebody.
Kev, I'm guessing it's that same story.
Bro,
Probably, right?
that story, and I'll say something else. Like yesterday, we was fucking bullshitting around, bro. We was singing the fool
Oh,
song, bro.
Somebody who needs you.
That
that was
shit had
funny.
me
Lost
fucking
out
dead,
there
bro.
when you're all alone.
Bro, that
Fats?
shit had me crying yesterday.
I really don't know.
A funny thing that happened,
Well, it wasn't to me, but the kids that I work with. One day, this kid goes up to another kid He asked him a question. I don't remember the question he asked him, but he gave him a bullshit answer. And the kid he looks at him, he goes, "Go suck another dick."
Copy.
God.
Copy. Two. Two of them, not one.
Me is like Leap says, always when we're like together and stuff or playing Xbox, especially with Jay, he's always saying something dumb.
Oh, you know what
But
else is funny? You know what
yeah.
else is funny? My first game night. My first game night when Felipe started crying.
Oh, bro.
Why he was crying?
Had me in tears, bro.
After the video.
Bro,
Oh
like,
my god!
I felt good to be a part of that, bro.
Oh my god!
I'm an emotional dude.
I'm leaving it at that. I'm ending it there.
Alright, everybody, if you guys stood this long for real, this is our first hour and a half, cast. They're only really long because we speak about, the films and we get so into it that, it carries on. But I'm glad that you guys be listening to them. As always, thanks for, listening on YouTube, Podbean, and Apple Podcast. I'm gonna swing it over to Fats now, so he could do us the closer, and then that'll be all.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for another episode. Stay tuned to another week where we do it all over again. And for the Fair Shake podcast, here we go, signing off again.
It's the Fair Shake Podcast. Sucker, sucker, sucker.